So when I was doing a low carb diet, I was low carb and with higher amounts of fat for many, many years. So to be carb phobic when you're eating a lot of fat actually makes sense, because carbohydrates will indeed, not carbohydrates, I should word this differently, but adding carbohydrates into a diet that has a good amount of fat, if you're over your calorie amount, it's going to lead to body fat gains. Fats and carbohydrates.
If you're in a caloric surplus, you're going to get fat, like, period. Doesn't matter what the macronutrient breakdown of your diet is. If you're in a caloric surplus, you're going to gain body fat.
Hydrates and having your calories over your amount is the fastest way to get fat. It really, truly is. And there's really kind of no escaping that. Now,
No, it doesn't make a difference. Fat overfeeding, carbohydrate overfeeding, it doesn't make a difference in terms of weight gain.
As Lane Norton pointed out recently in a video, much of the dietary fat that we consume can easily become body fat. I think it was like 90-something% of the dietary fat that you eat, if you're in excess calories, can turn to fat. So the statement of, carbohydrates are going to make me fat isn't necessarily accurate, because it would be the fat calories that would be the easiest to turn into body fat. Protein, I still stand by this, protein is a little bit more of a builder and a repairer of our body, and it doesn't deserve the 4 calories that it has been submitted. It might be 2 calories, it might be 1 calorie, but it's really not a great energy source. Carbohydrates and fats are our main energy source. Fat is a longer energy source. Carbohydrates are normally a shorter energy source. And
there's a thermic effect of protein, but again, you can just do metabolic ward experiments. Protein, because of its thermogenic effect, yes, if you have a high proportion of calories coming from protein, you don't see the same expected weight gain when you just control for calories, but it's still very close.
So I shared a lot of stuff with you guys on that. I have never been a person that has thought that plants are here to kill us and all those things. I do, however, I think that vegetables have some amazing, great things about them, and they have some things that have maybe been overhyped a bit. I think some of the anti-nutrients that we get from vegetables, I think that's a little overhyped, honestly. And I could be wrong. I'm going to have to change my mind on that.
No, vegetables are good for you.
Well, at some point. But I think the hormesis, the poison, a little bit of poison that plants might give us, might actually be the poison that we need. So it's kind of my personal belief that some of what plants do, both good and bad, I think all of it ends up being a net positive in the long run. I also think there's things about plants that we still don't really fully realize and know. There's potassium and there's all kinds of different things that come from fruits and vegetables that is just a little bit tough to completely pin down. And I think,
like, I don't know, you have to be like one of the most neurotic, like anxiety riddled fucking delusional fuckwits to be like, I don't know if vegetables are good for you. I heard they had anti-nutrients, but like they also have antioxidants, and like fiber might be good, but it might also be bad. Like, vegetables are good for you. You fucking retard. Just eat your fucking vegetables. Like, why are you overthinking any of this?
Ryan brought up a picture of a dinner I had the other day, which I know some of you are going to think sounds completely gross or whatever. I had some rice, mahi-mahi, and scallops, and had some fermented vegetables with all that. And it was just like completely unbelievable. Now, after you finish a meal like that, it's kind of interesting because you hammered a lot of food, but you're like, man, that was good. And I'm definitely full, but you almost feel a little hollow too. So it's kind of like at the end, you're like, man, I don't get that, like didn't hit the spot, so to speak.
Yes, that's because your blood sugar is still low and you're also dehydrated because you're not eating carbohydrates.
And I love powerlifting, and I will always love powerlifting, and I will always love powerlifters. I still make equipment that could be really useful for powerlifters or just your average gym goer. I just have made every lift. I've tried to make every single lift a little less painful. I try to make every single lift feel better. So that's the invention of the slingshot, supportive upper body device for push-ups, bench press, dips. I created that so that bench pressing is easier and more comfortable, and that people that are even injured can still bench press. So I haven't abandoned, like my company, I haven't abandoned powerlifters or powerlifting. I personally do not compete in powerlifting anymore, but I still do lifts that represent a squat, bench, and deadlift to some capacity. I do them every single week. I love lifting. I love lifting for strength.
Crap. Whatever. Guy's an idiot.